This is Just the Job. Kia ora and welcome to Just the Job, the show where we go behind the scenes of some amazing careers that could end up being just what you're looking for. In today's show, Nicole finds out that a load of rubbish can have all sorts of uses. Charlie is on the job looking at how building now incorporates sustainable practices. And Renee looks at how a chassis can be transformed from bare bones into something exceptional. But first up, here's Nicole, who's off to see what happens to all those cans and plastics that we put out into our recycling.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm from the Correspondence School in Christchurch. I'm recycle at home, so it'll be great to see what happens after it leaves my house.
New Zealanders consume a massive amount of the world's precious resources, and it's the job of resource recovery specialists to ensure these assets don't end up in landfills. Nicole will be shown how to turn trash into treasure by Wastebusters school educator Sharon Breakwell.
Hi Nicole, how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
I'm Sharon and welcome to Coachbuilding Wastebusters.
Oh, nice to meet you.
The purpose of resource recovery is our journey towards zero waste. This is one way we can achieve it. Okay Nicole, what we're going to do is we're going to take some stuff off. We're going to look at if it can go into the shop and be sold. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a job. You actually get up in the morning and feel really good about coming to work, which is great.
The phrase, one person's trash is another person's treasure, is never truer for Wastebusters at their reuse store. But some trash has a longer journey to become useful again. Glass, cans, plastic and paper can all be recycled, but first they have to be sorted.
Okay, Nicole, what they're doing here is this is where all the plastics get sorted.
Each plastic, the reason they have a number on it is because of the different chemicals that go into the plastic.
Once the recyclable items are sorted, they're compacted into a baler ready to be shipped to recycling factories, where the material is made into new products. But there are more items in the back of Sharon's car that need to be dealt with, including pruning offcuts and garden waste.
Green waste creates what we call leachate in the landfills, and it's a poison liquid, and it can also release methane from our landfills as well. So the more we keep out, the more we get back. We can make compost and everybody's a win-win.
The green waste is mulched into a pulp, and it's Nicole's job to spread a liquid solution of beneficial microorganisms that help composting and reduce bad smells. But not everything is recyclable. Products that mix materials like plastic, cardboard and metals together have to go in the landfill. Wastebusters workers are also responsible for educating the public, showing them the ways in which rubbish can be turned into valuable products.
We get to use our imaginations, we get to create things, not just do the recycling. Reusing is a big part of the recycling.
And Sharon shows Nicole one of the results of recycling, a shirt made from recycled plastic.
It is. It's made out of #1 drink bottles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nicole's work in resource recovery isn't over yet, however, as she's off to Metal Corp, where operations manager Gary McCaw will show her how scrap metal is processed.
Right, Nicole, this is a product that we get in from our customers. It comes in this sort of form here. What we have to do is we have to clean it all up.
Metal Corp buys metal off the public and then reprocesses it. The metal can only be melted down later by the foundries for reuse if it is separated out, so this process makes for effective recycling.
The reason we take the joints out of the copper is to upgrade it, turning the other
The
form.
baler creates 15-kilogram blocks that are easy to transport.
Best result for me is knowing that from years ago people used to dig holes and they'd push it in there, or farmers would dig a hole on the property and push it in and it would go to landfill. Now all that stuff is being recycled.
The next job is to get this car ready to be crushed, but first they have to make it safe, which involves removing all of the leftover petrol.
So what we're going to do, Nicole, is we're going to drill a hole in the tank and take the fuel out of it. So we use this pneumatic drill to do it. What we need to do is you're going to need to stand on the machine with your right leg, hold it with both hands, put your right hand on the trick, and then you're going to push down with your right leg and push the weight up until it drills, until I tell you to stop. Just ease it off and just throw.
Is that the fuel?
It's fuel.
It's pink. Petrol is pink.
It comes in various colours. We're now going to be getting you into a green machine very shortly, but first of all we have to give you a bit of training in one of the smaller machines. So we're going to put you in this one here first. So let's go. There's a lot of intense training that goes into our operators. They need to have an awareness of people around them also. They also need to have an awareness for themselves, because a bad operator could do a lot of damage to himself with a 40-metre pipe in his grapple, you know, you put it through a cab window or something. So there's a sense of safety that people have to know.
The green machine is a 184 horsepower crane whose magnetic grabber can reach 13 metres, and its cabin raises up to get a clear view of the work that Nicole will be doing.
Scrap metal is the beginning and the end of the recycling industry. I mean, for everything new that comes on the market, there's something old that falls off. And in about 20 years' time, that new thing that was made from the old one will be back to us and we'll start again.
The car weighs 1.5 tonnes, but Nicole is able to move it around like a toy. And now it's time to crush it. Nicole has worked in both commercial and community resource recovery operations, so did she make the grade?
Nicole did brilliantly. She was a pleasure to show around. She asked interesting questions.
She was excellent. She handled everything well. She got into the tasks that we asked her to try.
What I enjoyed best was getting to crush a car, operating heavy machinery, just generally seeing everything.
Resource recovery is a vibrant and diverse industry focusing on the 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle to manage New Zealand's resources more efficiently and reduce the amount of waste going to landfill. Materials can be recovered, reused and recycled from many areas such as household and commercial, scrap metal, construction and demolition and composting. Resource recovery is a high-growth industry with lots of opportunities for multi-skilled jobs in the green-collar workforce. People working in the industry should be interested in the environment and have a practical outlook with a liking for working outdoors. There are no specific entry requirements for the industry, and skills and national qualifications can be achieved through on-the-job training with the Extractive Industries Training Organisation. After the break, we're going to catch up with Charlie and see if he's found just the job when he checks out a career in carpentry and sustainable building. This is Just the Job. Now, next up, Charlie's going to look at some of the ways that building has taken on a sustainable approach that makes our homes much more environmentally friendly and healthier.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm year 13 at Rongotai College in Wellington, and I'm quite interested in building and the sustainability aspect that comes along with that.
Charlie's meeting Jeff Hart, a supervisor with over 20 years of building experience.
How you going? I'm Charlie.
Yeah, hey Charlie, Jeff, how you doing?
Not bad, thanks. Yourself?
You don't look like much of a builder at the moment, but we'll see what we can do for you.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
Cool.
Jeff is overseeing 6 sites, and building supply shops are practically his second home. Today's home buyers are more eco-friendly than in the past, and there's a booming trade in supplies with an environmental emphasis.
Well, Charlie, this is a product we've come to pick up today, some plastic weatherboard, and we're using it quite a bit now.
It's very popular at the moment, flying out the door. It's, I guess, different from timber weatherboard in that it's made from 100% recycled plastic, has a very long lifespan, doesn't need painting, which is a great maintenance feature and saves the homeowner an awful lot of money, and it doesn't require trees to be cut down, which I think a lot of people are pretty pleased about these days.
I think we could probably do with about 30, 40 links of this stuff, Andy.
No problem.
How soon can we get it on the job?
It's already there.
Woof.
It's not just the sustainability of weatherboard that's come a long way in recent years. All sorts of materials and gadgets, such as low-flow showers, are now on the market.
So, let's just grab one of those, and let's get out of here.
Cool.
All right. Well, Charlie, here we go. This is not your mother's apron, but it's your...
Builder's apron.
That's it, mate. You're
Makes
onto it,
sense.
and every builder needs one of those.
On his first day on the build site, the pressure is on for Charlie to measure up.
We're reading 2770.
Excellent. Keep that in your head.
Okay. It would help if I'd ruled the line straight.
Learning any trade takes time. The question is, how much time?
I'll go and get the jug on, eh?
All right, sounds good.
All right. What seems to be the problem there?
I can't seem to get it going forward. Oh,
Oh, okay.
comfortably. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Oh, no, I still can't get it.
Come around the other side.
Ah, that would help.
That's the answer. And there we go. I think we're cutting the wrong side.
This weatherboard is pre-finished. Once the guide rail's put in place, all that's needed is to cut the links to fit and install.
One more cut.
Go.
Excellent. We're all done.
Having a grasp of basic maths skills is important for a builder, as homeowners don't generally like their houses to be crooked or to fall down.
What's happened here?
I must have gone 3.
You've done the typical what's happened before. Cut it a metre too long.
A metre too long. 2740.
Bonds
That's
money.
the one. All right.
There's a lot to building, and it takes years to develop the necessary skills.
There's light at the end of the long tunnel, brother.
Oh no, what did I do?
You hit it too hard, Charlie, but
Does that matter?
Well-
Awfully much?
ideally we probably should replace it.
With a new board in place, they can take the long tunnel inside where the fuzzy pink bats await their new home.
I want to go on the wall. They're keen to get in there.
The older Kiwi homes had no insulation. That means heat escaped like water through a sieve,
Watch your fingers.
adding to our rates of common colds and to the power bill.
If you do all your bets, they've got a gap, you're going to lose heat. So people want to see them fitted nice and tightly. What do you reckon, Charlie?
Looks good, there it
Hey,
is.
there's those pink bats.
What do we do next?
Well, I reckon we can get some jibboard on now.
Get some jibboard on?
Absolutely. Yep,
right.
she's all ready to line.
Should we get into it?
Why not?
This isn't the only house Jeff's working on. As a supervisor, he oversees lots of different projects.
I've got to shoot down the road and do some business, so probably a coffee, but never mind. Hard luck.
But he started out as an apprentice, just like Chad.
All right, Charlie, we're just going to put together an internal frame.
Okay.
All right.
How do we go about that?
Well, we've got a bottom plate here.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on. So do you want to try using the gun?
Yeah.
All right, mate. Was a labourer and a painter before I actually started my apprenticeship.
Oh yeah.
And just thought, you know, I wanted a bit more of a challenge. So
So how did you go about getting an apprenticeship?
I just rang up the BCITO and inquired. And yeah, they came around and signed me up.
So where do you see yourself next year when you finished your apprenticeship? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'll probably hopefully start up my own company and get my own group of guys going.
And is that pretty normal? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's what most people do, eh? Yeah, get the apprenticeship done and then move on to make some real money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the greatest thing that I like about building is the fact that once you've built the place, it's always there, and whenever you drive past, you can sort of point it out to whoever's with you and take great pride. Charlie, I'd like to introduce you to Steve.
How you going, Steve? Yeah, you too.
Steve's our man who's going to take you through this house here that we've just built recently. It's a 7-star efficiency house, and I'll just go and have a bit of a lie down the back there. Okay?
Okay, Charlie. Now, let's find out how the best way to actually design an energy-efficient home. The north-west orientation, it brings all the light into the home through the double-glazed windows. Bringing the heat in, you've got to be able to store it some way. So what we've done here, we've got the concrete slab with the tiles on top, but also under the concrete, there's a 50mm polystyrene. And so when the sun goes away, then there's that energy is stored and that's released into the house.
Okay.
The perfect sustainable and healthy living environment has to be designed and built intelligently.
Getting all the sun's energy and storing that into the cylinder.
But it's also about what's put in the home after the build.
How many showers could you have with that?
You could probably have about 2 rugby teams worth
Yeah?
if you all jumped in together.
Oh,
So, can Charlie build on today's experience?
You know, he definitely has got the skills, I think, to make a builder.
yeah, I could definitely see it as something I do because I enjoy getting in there and doing stuff with my hands.
There are 3 main ways you can get qualified and gain a national certificate through the Building and Construction Industry Training Organisation. The first is self-paced learning, where all theory and practical training takes place on the job. The second is off-job training. This combines your practical on-the-job learning with classroom learning for the theory part of your qualification. And finally, if you want to get a head start on the theory, a pre-trade course might be for you. You can study full-time for a year at a polytechnic or private training establishment, and after you're finished, go out to work and complete your qualification by finishing the practical component of your qualification while you work. If you want to find out more about that job or any of the careers featured throughout the show, then you can do that by just jumping on our website, which I'll have the details for at the end of the program. After the break, we'll join Rene as he checks out a career in coach building. This is Just the Job. Now, Rene's up next, and he's about to find out what goes into making a vehicle with a difference.
Hi, I'm Rene. I've spent a bit of time with steel in the past, built a go-kart before. I'd like to see what else I can try and build.
The coaches they build at Wade Group are a bit more complicated than your go-kart, Rene, so there's a lot to learn. The Wade Group are New Zealand's premier coach builders, specialising in custom-built state-of-the-art trailers and transporters for the motor race, bloodstock sports horse industries and ambulance services worldwide. The back of this coach is a horse transporter which keeps the animal safe in style, while the front is a luxury home away from home with all the modern conveniences. Dennis Riley is the manufacturing manager responsible for building these luxury coaches, and he is ready to show you the ropes.
Let's get into it.
Cool.
Coaches started out as horse-drawn carriages, but now include motorhomes, buses and caravans. But before you can start construction, you need to understand the plans.
And this will give us our basic measurements of how to lay it out. So we'll carry on with this framework that has been started. We'll go and cut some material and tack it into position. Cool. So let's go. The accuracy of the build is important, right down to the beginning where you will just measure and mark out and cut to make sure the vehicle is the right size and nice and square. Move on to the welding of it, has to be welded properly. Okay, so we'll place it into position.
Renee has been studying automotive at school and has done a bit of welding, so Dennis gives him a chance with the body framework.
You have to understand the properties of the material to be able to weld it at the right temperature. If you do get it wrong and use the wrong wire or gas or so on, the weld could be brittle and fail, which could have catastrophic results later on.
Next up is a coach that is nearing completion. While some attachments require a few well-placed screws, others are a bit more complicated, like the lounge extension that moves in and out to create the living space.
All right, Renee, we've got the slide-out section here behind us. This has got the lounge part in it and it goes into the side of the vehicle. We've got to put this window in now. This is the sealer that we're going to use and the activator. We've got to first prep the surface. So we put this activator on both surfaces before we apply the sealer. Well, the final product is very important to us. All the windows that we put in have to be secured the correct way. There are various forms of doing that. Most of our windows are sealed in it. But to get to that final product, you need quality all the way so that we ensure a product that isn't going to fail. Okay, so here's the finished product, Renee. The window's all glued in. All we have to do now is put a finishing trim around here later on. Yeah. And that's the finished product. So you can imagine us sitting back at the end of the day with a nice U-shaped couch around here, table, sitting back for a coffee.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's not too bad.
Right, I'm Brendan. I've been an apprentice here for just over 2 years now.
I was wondering, how did you get into the apprenticeship?
I saw the advert in the paper and came in, gave my application in, and it's been really good. You learn a lot of things here. There's all the aluminium work, fiberglassing, woodwork, so there's nothing that we don't do.
So how are you finding the apprenticeship?
Oh, great, I love it, enjoy it. I come into work every day and I'm always learning something new. Get lots of help from MISO. They come in every 3 months and help us set out our goal sheets, and we have a tradesman who comes up, does our bookwork with us. He helps us with all of that and our tests and everything.
Maito also runs a range of off-job training courses and will continue to provide training in advanced courses throughout Brendan's career. Coach builders may also want to move into other areas like computer-aided design, which is being used here to help create a new ambulance.
So I'll open up this cabinet over here, and as you can see, it's a separate on its own assembly, and all the parts can move.
Do you have to have a background in computing?
It would be good to have some computer experience, but you need to have a good solid background in coach building, and then so that you know how things work together, and so that when you draw them, the actual components come together and work properly.
Fitting the internal cabinetry in the living quarters of the coach is another skill he needs to learn.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's put it in the hole. Well, the person that would make a great coach builder is someone that would be out in the shed, you know, building a go-kart, building a trolley, likes to pull things apart and have a look and see how it ticks. A bit of a maths background is good, but definitely hand skills are what we're looking for, with a few clues to back them up. Okay, sweet.
And now Renee is adding electrical work to the diverse skills he is learning in coach building, which are a great basis for a career.
Coach building is universal all around the world, so you can quite easily travel to other countries, as I have previously done myself,
and can slot into any manufacturing situation. Okay, great job. Let's find something else to do. All right.
With security cameras watching over the health of the horses, this luxury coach is ready to take to the road and Rene is ready to trot off. So how did he do?
Yeah, he did pretty well. I was impressed with quite a few things that he did. He's able to pick up the machinery and get stuck in straight away, and yeah, I think he would go very well.
Yeah, it looks like a great job. Getting to see how they finish and making it from scratch and designing the cupboards and everything, it looks like it would be great fun.
To become a coach builder, you need to complete an apprenticeship and gain a national certificate in motor industry automotive body with the New Zealand Motor Industry Training Organisation. There is an opportunity to learn a variety of skills that are transferable to other industries. There is an immediate term skill shortage in some areas of the country for coach builders, particularly for building buses because of increased demand for public transport. Technology and materials used by coach builders are changing constantly, so there is always something new to learn on the job. At least 3 years of secondary education is preferred. Useful subjects include English, maths and workshop technology. While you are learning at the job, you are also earning wages as an apprentice. Well done, Rene, you did a great job. So a huge thank you to you, Nicole and Charlie, and to everyone else who featured in today's program. To help you out even more, Career Services has loads of information and resources available to you. And here's Sarah with some more great advice.
You can find out about jobs in heaps of different ways. Websites, friends and family, talking to people who are actually doing the job, or better still, giving it a go yourself. But the real challenge is to know your personality, skills and talents and figure out how the job matches with who you are. Careers.govt.nz has great job matching tools that help you to see the connections between your favourite school subjects, skills you'd like to use, and jobs or industries that could be right for you.
If you'd like more information about any of the careers you've seen here today, or just more info about how to make that right career choice, then jump on our program website at tvnz.co.nz/justthejob. Good luck, and I'll see you again next week.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.